Hello, hello, and welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. We're with the, we're still with the boys, right? The other Minotaur and Protag-kun. Who would have thought that brushing a friend would be such a good way to start the Sunday morning? No doubt it would be a fine, carefree day. No obligations or lingering tasks. No guests checking in or out. No challenges for the snake down the valley. Perhaps you'd even enjoy the ever-so-rare treat that is a post-lunch nap. And yet during the afternoon, while you watched the news from the outside world, you found Asterion looking at you a tad odd. Even when you put a documentary about Greece's economy, complete with drone stock footage and royalty-free songs, he does not look away. Is something wrong?
Not at all. I'm feeling well, except for a little thing that's been nagging me.
And he lets it hang there. And?
Excuse me.
What's wrong? Do you want me to brush you again?
Not yet, no. I was just thinking, it could be fun if we went out and did something.
That could be nice. Yeah, anything in mind?
I was thinking about the reception.
What about it? What's fun in there?
Not much, but there's something fun we could do. How about, have you ever thought about improving and renovating it?
There's some work we could do. Oh, excuse me. Sure. The power outlets are troublesome there, and the desk doesn't have enough space for a proper computer. How about we take a look at that? Take a look at this. Monday? Sound good to you?
But wouldn't renovating it be fun? We could do it today, Mr. Josh.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot like work during my day off.
No. If we are together, it would be so much fun. You just need to give me a few pointers, and I could do the heavy lifting.
We're a troublesome request. You allow yourself to sink into the sofa as protest against this violation of your workers' rights.
Please.
I don't know. I'm feeling very cozy right now. Plus, I haven't even changed out of my pajamas. Today seems like the perfect day to stay in. He nuzzles your hand with his wet nose. Now that's just a low blow, mister.
We are doing nothing right now. Why leave for later what we can do now?
Because it's our day off. His eyes lock onto yours, lost in thought, then slide down to your hands. But a glimmer of liveliness overtakes them and spreads to his flickering ears and swishing tail.
I will let you brush me again.
He knows just how much you enjoy it. There's no escape now. Okay, you win, but I'm not gonna change for my pajamas, and don't expect me to do much. The giggling bull leaps from the sofa and trots out the door. You take your sweet time getting up, looking for your flip-flops. You put the first on the wrong foot, and then realize the second is on a different pair. Meanwhile, Asterion paces around like a caged bull he is, at least for the first minute or so, after which he follows you at a distance around the apartment.
Ready?
You give him a devilish smile. But I haven't found my favorite flip-flop yet.
And?
I'd either have to go barefoot or wear mismatched ones, and that's not a good look for the master of the hotel. Don't you want me to be dignified? He grabs your hand and pulls you out of the apartment, not giving a single thought to the fact you're only wearing a single flip-flop. This is what happens when you give the bull too much freedom. He grows bold enough to boss his master around. Once in the reception, you sit down on the sideline to tune out while Asterion works his very literal magic. But that won't do. He expects you to be a participant here.
What if we change the doorway into an arch? I also have a different idea for the walls. What do you suggest for the floors?
How about a marble floor? That could help keep the whole place cool, even at noon.
I know just the one we could use.
And let's have a different desk at the reception. It should still be this tall, but make sure you add enough space for a computer here. How about a flower pot here? I know we can't create plants in the hotel, but we could use a fake one.
There are Affodel flowers by Lord Hades' statue. There would be no issue with bringing some in.
Anything else?
I was thinking of bringing a lounge closer to the reception. I could reroute it so there's a door leading to it right by the desk.
You can just move entire rooms around?
Of course. Allow me to draw up a proposal. How about this?
Okay. It's sleek. I like the floors. The coloring is nice. I do like the green. But these walls, it's a bit drab, don't you think there, Asterion? I kind of like the gold and the pillars. Like, there was some railing. It was nice. We can combine the two, right? How well does gold and green look? I don't know. That might be a tough sell, actually. And what is this, a wooden archway? Like, that wouldn't have worked with... maybe. We can workshop this. And now that's much better than the old reception. It looks more like a bank than a welcoming hotel. It looked more like a bank than a welcoming hotel.
Oh, well, it's what Master Jean wanted. I didn't have much of a say in the matter.
Well, now you have the freedom to execute your ideas. Anything else we should renovate?
For a century or so, I've had some ideas for a new front facade. Wait.
Yeah, facade? Facade? Facade?
For the hotel. Considering that we're reopening officially soon, we could try using that sometime this week. For now, are there any other modifications we should make to the reception?
Ha! I knew it. It does look barren. It does feel just a tad barren. Perhaps we could add a little something to breathe some life and class into this whole place. As you carefully inspect the renovated reception and try to think of suitable decorations, a shiver runs down your spine. There is a strange familiar sensation, one you felt on your second day at the lounge. The hotel demands a choice again. Wait, which one's which? Yeah, which one's which? Don't look at these. Like, I kind of want the elephant. But which one's the elephant? Like... but... Is it the African vase? A European painting? Is the dog European? Is the elephant African? African vase? I assume he's on left, so be first option? I think? Thing? How about a large, vases decoration? I know a Zulu pattern that would look great on one. There we go. What do you think?
It adds a lot of presence to the room, while also making it feel much less empty.
Do you think guests will find it odd that we keep an empty pot?
Not at all. We've used pottery as decoration many times already. It works very well, in my opinion.
The two of you share a glance and give each other a nod of approval for your shared good taste. Okay.
Let me look it over one more time. Give me just a moment.
Is that it? What in Sam hell happened here? Not much. Asterion wanted to renovate the reception, and we used hotel magic. Do you like it? Like it? Partner, don't get me wrong, this is pretty and all, but you almost gave me a goddamn heart attack. I was expecting to walk into a whole new room out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting to walk into a whole new room out of nowhere. Don't blame me. Asterion's the one who had the idea of doing extra work because he was bored. Wait, aren't you on your day off? Yes, I am, but a master's work is never done, it seems. Luke scratches his chin and then looks you up and down. Are you still wearing your pajamas? Damn, it's almost 4 p.m. Look, Luke, it's fine. And what's up with the single flip-flop? Asterion dragged me down here against my will because he wanted to play interior decorator. I couldn't be bothered to put on clothes, and he couldn't wait for my flip-flop. That's so romantic. You look like a lesbian couple out on their first IKEA visit. Is the U-Haul parked outside? There's nothing romantic about this. Besides, Asterion and I are just friends.
I think this is indeed it for now. Shall we head back so you can brush my fur again?
Luke bursts into an ear-splitting shriek of laughter. Like fucking clockwork! The two of you are sweeter than stolen honey. But I gotta say, I wonder what you're packing to keep a bottom this big satisfied, Mr. Josh. Luke, for the love of all that is holy, shut up, or I swear I'll pluck each and every feather from your ugly face. Feisty, like a top well should be. You're in good hands, Asterion, and this one knows how to dish it out.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what's going on.
You precious little bean. Never change. Now, Mr. Josh, before you pluck every feather off my handsome face, Kota wanted me to invite the two of you to his room. He's feeling like doing a cozy movie night, and all of the usual suspects are invited. 8 p.m., alright? Don't you two miss it. And bye, you ain't getting your hands on me that easy.
So, brushing now, movie later.
The remainder of your afternoon supervising Asterion's redecoration spree is spent in relative calm, barring a single interruption. A quick jaunt back to your quarters to collect your errant flip-flop. Luke described the event as a cozy get-together between friends, so the likelihood that you'll need to dress to impress is basically nil. However, each step of unshowed soul across the marble floor sends a shiver that your comfort cannot be complete without the proper footwear. Asterion offers to fetch it for you, but you can't bring yourself to accept his help this time. Like any adult above a certain age, your psyche is dominated by a number of subtle day-to-day frustrations, most pressing an insistent need to look for the thing that you had a moment ago. It's the principle, really. You're neither senile nor stupid. That's debatable. You're not even that old. It has to be there somewhere. The room is only so big. With each minute that elapses, the shadow of failure grows larger and more suffocating. Likewise, an exasperation continues to mount. A well-ordered and methodical search gives way to a more frantic, haphazard haunting. By your nightstand, no such luck. That would have be too easy. Under your bread. Your sole reward for the attempt is a dull ache and protest from your knees. Beneath the clothing rack with the other shoes, nope, the empty hangers mock you, gawking open-mouthed at your ill fortune. Before too much time passes, you swallow your pride and hum the song Asterion taught you, commanding a new flip-flop into existence before tropping back off down the hall to Fax Triumph. You find the Minotaur just where you left him in the lobby, and pull him towards Kota's room by the waist. Wrist. Not waist. Wrist. Yes. Okay.
Mr. Josh, Asterion, you're right on time. Please, come in and make yourselves comfortable. Well, we'll begin, shortly after everyone has taken their seats.
As the dragon ushers you in with a foppish bow, you see that his setup is relatively straightforward. At the foot of the bed, Kota has placed 4 simple wooden chairs, a short distance apart, facing the television on the opposite side. Opposite wall, whatever. On screen, a black and white image of a young Japanese woman illuminates the room with a silvery glow. Being streamed free from a popular video hosting site.
Cupping his hands around his mouth as a makeshift microphone, the blue dragon bellows, "Luke, we're about to start."
Now, keep your pants on. I'm in the little boy's room. Unfazed by the sudden shouting, you look at the video's title and then turn your attention towards your host. Late spring?
I wanted to take the opportunity to share a little bit of Japanese culture with all of you, so I chose an old drama by an esteemed director.
Ah, Kota, good choice, good choice. I should have known you'd be into the most Japanese of directors.
Huh, am I so easy to stereotype?
I don't mean to stereotype you or him, but the emotional kinship seems clear.
It is a great compliment to be compared to the elder statesmen of the 7th art.
He was also known for his love of good sake, right?
Truly, a man of kingly taste and sensibility. Granted, it may be a little too intellectual for our exceptionally American friend, but I hope the rest of us will be able to enjoy it nevertheless.
This won't be a very relaxing evening if I have to worry about the two of you trading barbs the whole time. I thought you guys had gotten over insulting one another at every turn.
That wasn't my intention, Mr. Josh. You know what they say about old habits dying hard. As a matter of fact, I'd, go as far as to say that he's been rather well-behaved. Barring, of course, an ill-conceived attempt to rifle through my undergarments earlier. I only meant to say that I don't believe this film will be of his taste. Upon my honor, I swear to you that I have no intention of doing him any harm, at this time.
In the time it takes for Coda to catch up to you and Luke's latest escapade, in Fudanshi, filching, the griffin has materialized from deeper in the apartment. After a perfunctory greeting, he plops into the nearest available seat without a moment's thought. Sorry for the wait. Let's light this candle. Asterion sits next, though the chair lets out a creak of protest beneath his bovine bulk, and you catch the sight of the bull's thighs tensing in anticipation for a collapse that never comes. Even so, it still takes a good few minutes for the Minotaur to relax, in which time you've seated yourself in his immediate right. You contemplate reaching out to take his hand, only for a sudden combination of motion and sound to crash that train of thought. The movie has started. After a quick trip to the light switch on the dragon's part, the room is plunged into a near total darkness, leaving little avenue but to focus on the film. Still, the unquiet mind is even capable of finding a fresh source of distraction. You begin to act on your own earlier urge, careful to keep your arms motion obscured behind the Minotaur silhouette as the gap closes. I'm doing the things. Only to stop short upon the realization that you're being watched. As your hand nears his body, Asterion's shoulders raise, his neck muscles grow taut with the effort to resist the instinct to turn his head. Such an unsubtle motion will give you both away, whether right to meet your gaze or left to avoid it. He cannot bear to move so thoughtlessly. Like the drawing of a bow, the Minotaur's patience strains towards release, but before the string can snap, a deep exhale dissolves the knot of worry in his chest. He looks at you, pleading eyes, soft and utterly human, flick in your direction, and then hesitantly, he nods his approval, just a few millimeters in permission enough. Okay. It is only then that you make contact with his thigh. In contrast to the meditative calm of the tea ceremony that begins the film, and the contemplative comedy of manners and proceeds, there is a growing agitation in Asterion's mien. Despite the dim light, you see his fingers twitch, curling and uncurling at the empty air, as if seeking a phantom lyre string to pluck. Then, around what you assume to be the end of the first act, you give his knee a purposeful tap with your forefinger, and a snort of surprise escapes his flaring nostrils. How brazen can a man be, even in the company of friends? How much do you dare to chance? The cover of darkness can only hide so much, and yet he gives no sign of wanting you to stop. Like the beating of the the shoulder drum in the Noah scene. The insistent tapping of your fingers seem to spur the Minotaur to begin his own affectionate overturn. A tail swaying to match your tempo, Asterion responds with a sharper exhale before your silent performance begins its next movement. Millimeter by millimeter, his hand creeps closer and closer to yours, and in the inevitable intervening time you readjust, rotating your palm skyward in preparation to retrieve him. When his forefinger brushes the edge of your hand, the sudden rush of the slick fur against your skin gives you pause. Anxiety is palpable in every tiny drop of clammy warmth that emanates from the Minotaur's meaty mitt. Even so, the advance continues until his hand has all but engulfed yours. With eyes locked, you peel the slightest pressure with your fingers and watch Asterion's demeanor continue to its subtle shift. Fingers splay and lip apart, only for the latter to be bitten back by the Minotaur's front teeth. In his throat, you hear what you suspect to be the strangling beginnings of a moo. Through his palm, his pulse thunders into yours. He squeezes back just hard enough to answer, and you loosen your grip as the cycle begins anew. Squeeze, relax. Atria, the two-part harmony of your heartbeat mutes the movie into black and white noise. Okay, I'll end the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.